Copyrighting your art gives you 5 exclusivity rights, which no one but the author of the copyright can hold. This is the right to reproduce, the right to perform publicly, the right to distribute, the right to display, as well as the right to derive. This means nobody, aside from the author, can do these functions without the consent of the author. If these are performed without the consent of the author, that falls into copyright infringement. Any work done before 1923 is currently within the public domain. This means that it's not protected by copyright laws. Also, works enter into the public domain when the copyright expires or is forfeited. The Little White Bird is a book written in the 1900s, specifically 1904, and it is in the public domain because it was written before 1923. I believe this has no impact on society for this to be in the public domain because it's not a widely known book. I mean, Peter Pan came from this book, but aside from that, people don't really know much about this book, so it doesn't make much of an impact. However, Deck the Halls is in the public domain, and I believe this is very important because if Deck the Halls were not in the public domain, each time people would carol on the holidays and sing this song, they would be infringing on the author's copyright because they would be performing the song publicly. As I mentioned earlier, copyright protects art forms for the life of the author plus 70 years after the author's death. Copyright material includes music, plays, books, paintings, dance, computer programs, graphic art, and so forth. This is an example of a copyrighted poster. This poster is for the movie Like Crazy, and I believe that it's in the best interest that this poster is copyrighted because not only is this a poster, but this is also the cover for the movie, and I believe it's in Paramount's best interest to have this copyrighted so people can't derive from this work or display this work without the consent. This is a wallet pattern. It's actually called the Happy Snails, and it's done by Vera Bradley. Vera Bradley has a lot of patterns that are very similar to this, and because of that, people are able to spot it and instantly think Vera Bradley. I believe that this is very important that this is copyrighted because if there was a similar pattern, people would instantly think of Vera Bradley and they would think that it was up to Vera's standards and quality when really it may not be because it could be a copy of it. To recap, I just want to say that the public domain is where copyrights go after they expire or are forfeited, as well as works that are produced before 1923. Copyrights protect art forms such as music, plays, dance moves, graphic art, and so forth. And these give the author 5 exclusivity rights known as RP3D, or the right to reproduce, the right to perform publicly, the right to display, derive, and distribute. Thank you.